I knew I was going to go to Corvallis since I was like in 6th grade. I had a great summer. Brooke Knight was a great coach for me. You know, we were really good. We were a talented team. It's very meaningful baseball. Cool playing at that field, getting some fans. I think that was probably the most fans I played in front of at that time. We ended up winning it all, and then I think a few teams after that kept winning it, and just shows that they have a great staff.
Brooks Lee played a summer with the Knights prior to his freshman year at Cal Poly. He was a wizard at shortstop. I mean, we were like, wow, this guy is special. You know, switch hitter, hit with power. I mean, he was an absolute dude. We kind of knew that coming in. His dad is one of the best coaches in America, Larry Lee.
Are you excited to play for your dad next year at Cal Poly?
Can't wait. It's always been a dream of mine to play for my dad.
I try to send my best players to play for Brooke. I've known Dan for probably a decade and a half. They treat him well. It's a very structured program. His managing skills, I mean, it's early work, it's day after day, and they all come back better.
When you're around the game at that level for as long as he has been, you know, you pick things up, and it's only his 2nd year in the league. For him to be so comfortable and do what he does, you know, he's a special player.
I've gotten to see the West Coast League over the years, and they've just grown and grown, and a lot of the coaches that are coaching summer ball are really qualified, and they do a real good job, and it's one of the better summer baseball leagues in the country.
Manzardo, he's kind of a special pick.
0-2. Manzardo hits it in the air.
Another.
Deep to right field. And it is 3 home runs in a row for the Portland Pickles. Pickles, 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 pickles.
I love summer baseball. It was a good time to, you know, go get some at-bats, meet new teammates that turn into friends. I mean, just being around the guys, Mags, all the coaches, you know, guys at different schools and stuff. I had a great experience in Portland in general. Super fun, super valuable.
Manzardo drove that ball.
Are you impressed with that 2-strike approach by him?
No, nothing he does. It surprises me. He's a really good baseball player.
When I think of Manzo, I just think of a guy who's a credit to his family. Always respectful, always polite, quiet, but still a good sense of humor, right? So he was always fun to be around because you always knew what you were going to get from him. He was going to give you an honest day's work.
It's always special when you're around a coach that, you know, you can tell cares for his players on a personal level, like outside of just baseball. Learned a lot from him. Walker Stadium, that's definitely a one-of-one environment, man. Great fans. Never played anywhere else quite like it. I just hope Portland stays weird and keeps supporting Pickles baseball and supporting baseball as a whole, you know, in their very unique way.
Summer ball just, yeah, it has that romantic kind of energy. The sun's out, you get to really enjoy your summer. You're still playing baseball, something you love, but at the same time, you get those precious off days. You get to go out and hang out with your boys, and it's cool. It's really unique because you're playing with guys all over America who you would never have an opportunity to play with, but you know, you create these really long forming friendships. The people that you meet is amazing, the host families that you have. We had something really special, man. It was baseball at its purest, and not only did we all love the game, we love each other, and we were playing just to play another game. It wasn't, we have to win the series. It was just like, we just want to play another game with each other. I played for the Corvallis Knights, home field of the Beavers, where I went to school at Oregon State. I knew a lot of guys that played there before. Nick Madrigal, I played with Adley, Zach Taylor. Playing for the Knights felt like an honor. The West Coast League is a great place to play some ball. I mean, I think it's like there's some leagues where it's just like get your reps, get out of there, but like you're there to win every single game. The coaches care, the fans care. Like it's a real fun environment, but competitive at the same time. Summer ball is just its own kind of beast. There's people who are just Corvallis Knights fans. Like, you know, I tell them like, oh, excited for the Oregon State season, and you know, they really couldn't care less. They're all about the Corvallis Knights season, and we had a winning tradition up to that point, so they expected us to win. They have fans love their baseball. They're knowledgeable as well. We had a bunch of kids there. That was always a bunch of fun. It was definitely a really cool experience.
My experience at West Coast League was fun. You know, it was a big difference going from California over there to Walla Walla, Washington. And the crowds were actually really good for such a small town. They really showed up for us, and and everybody was very welcoming. It was an awesome experience.
How much does speed play a factor in your game here?
Oh, it's a huge factor. Ball in the gap or just even a C&I single. If you get out of the box good, you can even try and stretch to a double sometimes.
Durant hits that hard into the gap. Here goes Durant. He's blazing around second. Into third. It's a two-run triple. Jaron Durant, a triple to the gap in right center.
For me, that summer was about embracing like new teammates and embracing new challenges because you're seeing different types of pitchers and really fast-paced, a lot of bunting, some new positions, new skills. Kind of helps with like leadership and like getting to know guys, and it was a good development for me in a lot more aspects than I expected. That was some of the best coaching staff that I've had. Back then, I was a second baseman. I thought if I just played really good second base, I'd be able to stay there, but they better use me in the outfield, which is awesome. I'm loving it now.
On the defensive side, you've been making some pretty good plays. You've been playing really all over the field now.
Hit coming on Durant, diving ahead, he's got it.
What can he do at this point? Wow, changing the game both offensively and defensively, that's huge.
JD's one of my best friends in the organization. He's just such a hard worker. He's super intense on the field, but he's completely different off of it. He's really laid back, relaxed, loves to have fun, brings such a good rapport and demeanor to the clubhouse.
Smith with the look into his catcher. Averaged 12 Ks per 9 this season in big leagues, and he's got another one. Cade Smith has arrived in the MLB postseason. One of the best weapons a manager has.
Number 99. Andrew Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn, a 3-run shot, his first homer of the season.
It was cool to get to, travel out of the country, being from the United States, and getting to go up there and play. I thought it was really cool. Really cool town, really good atmosphere at the games. We were getting 4,000 people at some of the games.
It was a ton of fun. That stadium in Victoria was beautiful. It was a great atmosphere. They drew really well, so the crowd was a ton of fun. And then it was also cool being not too far from home. Like my parents were able to come out for a couple of weekends and watch me play.
That is strike 3 call.
There was definitely good arms, good bats. It was competitive baseball, I thought. Every single game we played, I felt like it was a challenge. The ferry trips was the coolest, just drive the whole bus on a boat and go to a game away. Getting to see orcas swimming. My wife's always jealous. I always tell her the stories that we get to see a pot of orcas following us around. And, it's a special experience. You get to meet new people, new friends, maybe on different teams that you never would have, crossed paths with them and make lifelong friendships.
Anytime you're in a situation where you have people from all kinds of places and stages in their life and career, teammates, coaches, host family, there's a lot you can learn. I really, enjoyed my time there that summer, and then this place holds a special place in my heart for sure.
From probably age 1, Adley was around the Knights program.
I remember traveling with him all over the place, getting to experience baseball at that young of an age. It was really a cool memory to have. I wanted to be out there, I wanted to be catching fly balls and just kind of around the guys,
He would wear socks like the Knights. My wife asked, "Why are you putting those socks on, Adley?" He goes, "Well, if somebody gets hurt, I have to be ready to go and play."
With Randy, who was one of our original coaches on the Knights, Adley was always around. Rutch would call, say, "Hey, would it be okay if Adley came down and caught some bullpens?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be awesome, Rutch." He'd catch college kids. I think he was like 13, 14, 15 years old. It's just like, oh man, but he did it, and he was pretty good at that position.
And he went from being a pitcher going into Oregon State. They saw him as a catcher, and so he needed to see speed of play, and I thought, well, if he's with the Knights, he's going to get to catch some good arms in the bullpen. But, Brooke and Dan put him on the field right away, and we were kind of, whoa, shoot, he's playing.
I had a blast playing for the Knights. A very fond memory for me. It was a good learning experience. Just kind of transition from high school to college can be so difficult, and they really helped ease that for me.
All right, here is Adley Rutschman. His dad, Randy, is going to be the guy to throw into him.
Starts
And
throwing
his
off.
first one goes.
Oh my goodness.
To play home run derby with him for so many years, to be able to come out here and do it, like the coolest thing you could really ask for.
I was scheduled to go to the West Coast League out of high school, and then the draft happened, so there was a slow process deciding whether to sign or not, and then eventually I didn't. My whole senior year, I was like, oh yeah, summer will be cool. I was nervous for it, but I was also very excited. The group of guys that we had there was special. I was jumping into a new group of kind of older guys. Most of them were a year or two older than me. It was really good for me being like a younger player. They kind of showed me the ropes of what college baseball and summer ball was about, and it really helped me through that whole process.
First pitch, McLean, deep center! Gone!
I think hitting with bats every day was different. Playing every day that consistent was different for me. Coming from high school, the competition was good. It was a good introduction to Pac-12 baseball. You got guys throwing every day who are top of the rotation guys in college, Friday night guys, Saturday night guys, and get to face that as a senior going into a freshman year was really an advantage for me because it really made me get better and realize I need to get better quick. But it was a lot of fun, you know, everyone in Bellingham welcomed me with open arms, and it was a great first summer ball experience. I couldn't ask for anything more. My host family was so awesome. I mean, the Ayers, I still talk with them like weekly, maybe once every 2 weeks, to form that connection, that relationship that I still have with them and other teammates. I'll remember those for the rest of my life. Bellingham fans, thank you guys for always supporting me. I really appreciate it. You guys made it special for me.
Wenatchee, that was my first taste of what the minor leagues in pro baseball was going to be like.
Favorite part about Wenatchee is obviously coming to the ball field every day and hanging out with all my teammates.
This ball in the air to deep center field. It's got a chance.
When I got to the West Coast League and was kind of seeing 90 consistently, that was sort of a rude awakening the first week. I remember I kind of struggled to start and then sort of caught fire and kind of showed me that I can, you know, hit college level pitching. That gave me confidence going into UCLA that I can, you know, work my way to being a starter.
I went to Walla Walla right after high school before my freshman year at UCLA, and it was a great experience, first of all, but it was a really eye-opening experience for me. The summer league circuit is really a great way to figure out kind of where you fit in. You know, you come back to school, okay, I have some confidence, maybe some success, but I have some things I need to work on. You know, the romance of it all is you do get to experience, you know, all these really cool, fun, unique, and I say this endearingly, but small towns. You see how much of an appetite the community and the people that live there have for the game of baseball. You feel like you're a part of the community, right? It doesn't feel like you're just in there for a few days, few weeks. And it's only a couple months, right, throughout the year, but I mean, still, to this day, it's some of my favorite experiences and favorite times playing baseball.
You know, we would go to Applebee's every single night, crush mozzarella sticks and, you know, get all the appetizers and just honestly eat awful, but we were 17. And I remember them shooting out socks all the time, socks for apple socks. It's just an awesome experience.
College summer ball is a blast. Playing baseball and going all over the Pacific Northwest is beautiful in the summertime. Great league, fun cities to travel to, great weather, fun ballparks. Give me a kind of like a taste of what it was like to play professional baseball with the schedule, playing, you know, every day, taking long bus rides. You know, made a lot of good friends on those teams and, you know, a couple big leaguers on my team. Matt Duffy, Matt Boyd. You get to meet guys from all over the country, come together for a couple months in the summertime. All try to get better and push each other, and a lot of good memories looking back on that summer in Corvallis.
All the adrenaline is coming out now.
Yeah, his hands are on the mound.
He was a key piece of our club that season, and he was one of the most talented, if not the most talented position player on the field at that time. And we had a pink bat day, a breast cancer awareness day. Next thing you know, Mitch comes up and hits one out of the park, and he ended up not letting go of that pink bat for a couple of weeks. I mean, I think he went on a tear, maybe 5 or 6 home runs in the next 10 or 12 games, and kind of came out of his shell a little bit more.
Yeah, summer ball days, it's hard to get your hands on a good bat, so once you got one, just ride with it. You know, we were blessed to play, you know, OSU and Corvallis, and what a great, you know, little college town that was, and it just prepares you for professional baseball. I think it was such a valuable experience for me to go through in college, and it definitely helped me in the minor leagues.
It's wild. I mean, it's crazy. It's still hard to believe that I have that ring. I'm not sure exactly how it came about, but I had the opportunity to go up and play in Kelowna. I was really fortunate. We had a really good group of guys up there, and it's a beautiful place. I mean, we really appreciate everybody who came out and watched us play and supported us, and made that summer really special for all of us out there. It's just an awesome city you guys live in. It was an absolute blast. Playing in the West Coast League, it was a very different experience for me. I really hadn't been away from home that long. It was my first college summer league team. Most guys leave and they really are focused on the innings, getting more work in, you know, developing a pitch. For me, it was just kind of having an opportunity to face some different hitters, and it was definitely more of a step into a professional style of play. You're playing a lot more. It's just not weekend sets. I got to put a lot of innings in my mind. I was out of the bullpen a little bit, so that was new to me. It was just a really good opportunity for me to refine all my stuff going into my sophomore year. Out of high school, I thought I was going to be a position player. If you would have told me, you know, 10 years later I would be, you know, pitching and being at this stage, I would have been a little surprised. I was very fortunate to get drafted. I ended up here in Houston. It's been an awesome ride here the last 3 years. It's still hard to believe that I have that ring. mean, it's wild. I mean, it's crazy. The things that happened during those games last year are just unforgettable.
The thing about Phil is that, you know, he's the same every day. I mean, you can't tell if he's going good or if he's going bad. You know, that's what makes him a quality reliever. It's the fact that, you know, his highs aren't that high and his lows aren't that low. Enjoy Phil. I think I bought him some corn one day and I wanted to know his opinion because from where he's from, he's a corn expert.